human beings use horses over a very long period of time, right? But it took less than a century to change that over. Isn't that interesting? We've used horses for thousands and thousands of years, and then all of a sudden, in less than 100 years, we've switched from horses to cars. Yeah, are you guys aware smartphones came up recently in like the late um between 2000 and then 2010. So between 2025 and 2010, that was the period where smartphones really came out. That's when smartphones started. Yeah, exactly. And it's so funny. You see how we've really come. Even laptops were not really a thing in the early 2000s. They were there, but Apple was trying to push the technologies, really bulky stuff. And having a computer was luxury. So think about it. I just want you to see how technology is evolving. At the end of the day, the tools will change. The tools will change. What doesn't change is the career path. Being someone who solves problems. You guys should give me a second. I have to put my laptop on charge. Give me a second. What just happened to my camera? There was also another one I saw. They used to people. So when before drones, right? Before drones became a commercial thing, before drones became commercial, let's say BBC wants to do a landscape coverage. They'll need a helicopter, a pilot, and a camera operator. But now you can do that with just like any commercial drone, and it will give you quality images. You say they've lost their jobs. Yeah, but now the drone operator is the new role. It works. So you just need to make sure you find yourself in the right space. Now, the person who is in charge of the media side, understanding how the evolution is going, his job is not going to be taken away. So look into being a problem solver than just being tagged with a coder or I'm a developer, I'm a web developer, I'm a programmer. You should rather be tagged with being a software engineer. Yeah, Kojo.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Please, good evening.
good evening.
So from what you are trying to say, you're saying that it's not about developing skills or having qualities, but having the mindset of solving problems. But
Exactly.
here lies the case where in our current dispensation, AI can do almost solving problems and having qualities that human beings have,
Mhm.
or are even yet to like have. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah,
what
get
is, if I may also ask, what occupation are you having and what advice are you rendering to us, the younger ones coming, as to how we can battle this? Thank you.
okay. First of all, AI is not the one doing it. It's the person using the AI. I want to clear that out. So again, the role of the person using the AI. You let me put it this way. I'll answer your question, but I just want to give you proper perspective. Let's say who is a non-technical person on this call? Any non-technical person can volunteer. Don't worry, I'm not going to call you out. Okay, so Kojo, you are non-technical, right? Then I think I can pick on you. Don't worry, you can unmute. So I want to ask you a question. Have you used any vibe coding tool to build a website?
Sir, please, yes, I'm an IT student. VS Code, please.
Nice, nice. So you feel like maybe your friend in the business school can just vibe code an app to solve their problem and they wouldn't need you anymore, right?
Basically, yes, looking at AI platforms such as ChatGPT, Claude, and
Great.
other AI platforms. You can just give them the code and syntaxes, also like how to create the website. It's just based on your prompt. Looking at that, shouldn't be like developers be scared as to how fast AI is just taking the jobs, even graphic designers.
I see.
Yes, so
One thing that's, yeah, I
I'm
get
quite
you. I understand what you mean, but I want you to look at the bigger picture. You just see people using AI. By the end of the day, if someone wants to build an actual business, yes, they can use the AI tools, but we'll get to a point where they will still require a professional to handle it. We've seen examples where there's someone who came to post on Twitter. He said that he has vibe coded an app. He came back to beg people that they should stop hacking his new software. A whole lot goes into play. For instance, you and IT students, I don't know how deep you've gone into software engineering. Are you aware that when it comes to the number of users you use, it will determine the systems used in the background, right? And it even goes deeper into system architecture. Those things, you can't really use AI to solve them. Most of them, you even do is them on hosting platforms. When they have done vibe coding, they'll come and show you that they've built their business app. But how do they host it? Some vibe coding platforms have self-hosting, but not all of them, and not everybody would know about it. So at the end of the day, you still have leverage and some level of expertise in the field. I understand the AI tools are there. So that's why I'm saying, don't be a programmer, be a software engineer. And you asking about my role. So it's one of the things I wanted to talk about in the data space. Right now, AI is booming, but everybody's looking at AI models, AI models. Nobody is seeing how the AI models run in the background or how the AI models are being maintained, how the AI models are being trained, how the AI models are being fed with data. And that's where my role comes in. I'm currently a data engineer at Ishango AI, right? Even though I want to do robotics, I'm a data engineer. Now, in the data engineering space, so it's one of the fascinating space you can get into. The role of a data engineer is to get the data in a particular sequential pipeline that the AI models can use to train their models. So, for instance, let's say I'm working in an energy firm, and that energy firm needs to do forecasting and prediction, like for like the future. What do they need? They need market pricing. They will need a weather forecast. They will need a whole lot of things. So it is my job to make sure that I aggregate all of this data and have it in a proper pipeline that can be fed into the AI model. And guess what? After the pipeline is built, right, which would fetch the data sequentially, most of you here who have built AI models, you know you do it manually. But in the real world, they are not done manually. They are pipelines. So there are pipelines that are scheduled to run. So we have some pipelines that run every 30 minutes, every hour, every day to fetch the data from the multiple sources, puts them in a container, a database, a data warehouse, a data lake inside of the company organization. Then there is another pipeline for the data scientists and then the machine learning operation engineers, right? They also build another pipeline to train the models and then promote the model with the highest accuracy. So these are roles that nobody is really talking about, but these are the roles that are being pushed forward. These are the roles that are under the hood, making this AI boom possible, if you get what I mean. So these are some of the roles that you can take on to understand. Another one is cloud. You know how people be like, I want to have my own AI. I have my own AI model because I don't want to use Claude or ChatGPT. You know what it means to host your AI model or train your own AI model? A whole lot goes into it. So cloud, data engineering, data science, these are fields that could give you that form of leverage. Now, concerning your question, how do I put this? Your role, does anyone know the role of an engineer in simple terms? If anyone has heard me talk about it before, the role of an engineer is to solve problems. So your role is to understand the problems at hand and provide solutions to them. Your role is not to write code. Writing code is as a result of you solving problems. Let me take it back. They used to use punch hole cards for programming. And if I want to see the code, let's say David has written, do you know what I needed to do in the past? I'll go take like large files and I'll be flipping through. And then they moved on to magnetic tapes, saving them in some magnetic drums. How many of you came to meet the cassettes, the magnetic cassette tape? I should be asking how many of you have even seen some before? Oh, come on. I know you guys are not that old. Where did you find these things? I doubt you have used them before. I'm sure maybe you found some of them lying down somewhere. That is where we came from. And even the floppy disk. How many of you know about the floppy disk as well? And then we went to the compact disk. I remember Bill Gates had an image where he was hanging on a rope, and he was showing how much data could be stored on a CD compared to the manual code. Let me see if I can find that image for you. That picture was so funny. Let me see if I'll find it. Yes. So it's a photograph which was taken in 1994. Interesting. Let me share my screen so that you guys will see what I mean. So just think about the same way I'm saying AI is taking my job, like this guy probably said the same thing. Do you see what's going on? You guys see it? It says that in 1994, Bill Gates took this famous photo to demonstrate that the CD he was holding contains more information than all the paper stacked below him. Can you imagine? And this was novelty. This was novelty. This was new. And now we have 1 terabyte looking like a thumb drive, and you can even have a 1 terabyte S micro SD card, not even SSD, a micro SD card can be like more than 1 terabyte. So we've come far with technology, right? You know that there were there were elevator operators. It sounds so dumb hearing it, right? Imagine they used to, and then there were people who used to open doors, but now we have automatic doors that open and close. It is a new paradigm shift, and like how you need to reason needs to change to come out of that space to see how AI is being used, to understand how to use it as a tool, not to think of it as something that is coming to replace you. If you think of it in that sense, it means that the mindset you have is that you are coming to finish school and you're coming to do a particular task. If you are here, the little advice I'll give you is that have a form of entrepreneurial mindset. Even if you are not going to be an entrepreneur, it will help you structure your mind. It will make you a better employee because the mindset of an entrepreneur is to solve a problem. So imagine you're in a company and a division is handed to you. You can work it out yourself and make sure you're operating it as if it's your mini company and you're the mini CEO of it. This is something we are lacking in our part of the world. Everybody is just waiting for instructions. So that's the little I can give you. And also, yeah, concerning my role, another thing that is coming up is that blue collar jobs are also now the way for most people. There's AC, is it ACT or ACCT? Yeah, ACTT. I'm even trying to see if I can get someone to go and do a DIY woodwork workshop over there. Yeah, so these are routes that people are taking, like blue collar job routes. Let me show you guys. Yeah.
We
So
have been
this
able
is,
to
let me
quickly
stop the video
demonstrate our
playing.
impact outcome.
This is ACTT, African Center for Technical Training. So this is the TVET route where people go do blue collar job stuff and then they are good to go. So they don't really need to go through the formal school training that we go through. Yeah, DTI is also there. Let me show you guys DTI. So as I'm showing you these ones, I will show you what I see to be the best solution for it. And some of these ones, they all have their disadvantages as well. Now, working in a blue collar job is not a problem, but the level of information that you get from going to the university, I mean, depends on how you see it. Might be more. Over here, you get a hands-on experience. Sorry, why is it taking so long to load? What's going on? Something wrong with my internet. Is my video lagging for any reason?
It's only on the call for applications side that there's nothing
Yeah,
else showing.
interesting enough, I've changed the tab to the DTI side, but that one is also not showing. My internet. Wait, can you guys still see? Can you see my face?
Yes.
Okay. The DTI website is taking long to load. Yeah, so these are some of the things. You might think I've built a website, I've hosted it, and you're facing challenges like this. AI can't really vibe code like you're a business student or you're an art student, and you say you vibe coded an app that takes a traffic of 1 million people. It will crash as soon as you host it or people start using it. So these are things that, yes, maybe in the long run, AI might get better to resolve them. But as of now, not really. Not really. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, maintenance is another thing. So you might be wondering, I just remembered, you just spoke about the logo. Did you see the PS4 to PS5 transition, right? So easy, like just remove the 4 and put 5. Why do I need an entire agency? And you see people, like 10 people doing strategy, doing research. It's just 4 to 5, right? PS4 to PS5, just change 4 to 5. Or the Apple logo, the new Apple logo. Ah, you think you can just sit down and bite an apple and look at it and be like, that can be an Apple logo. That's the lie that some of these major companies are selling to us. What they are selling to us is actually the future. It's not really now. I can show you where AI is really this AI thing that they are selling is really working. It works in the space of specialized AI, not the general AI. We are we are trying to get to artificial general intelligence, but we are not there yet. So, for instance, healthcare AI or robotics AI or traditional machine learning models that understand tasks, right? Conveyor belt systems, anomaly detection, those ones are booming. They are doing so well. And those ones are even so easy to integrate in your already existing systems. But on the consumer side, these big companies need to find ways to make money. So they are advertising, yes, ChatGPT is doing well, Claude is doing well, but those are not really the frontier models that are making massive waves. These are commercialized facing apps. Those who are really using it are the B2B side of things. How are businesses integrating AI systems, right? So again, you can even talk about the leverage. You can say that the companies are reducing the number of employees they need because of this new tool that they are using, but not necessarily to replace you. You are not necessarily being replaced. At first, I think the barrier for entry for software engineering was very low. You can just learn how to code, just type in HTML, CSS. Every company will be willing to take you. Now the space is saturated, so you need to prove it. Even entry-level roles right now in software engineering will require, like, let's say entry level, you just finished school. The requirements now can be compared to someone having about 3 to 4 years of experience. I'm not exaggerating. I'm being serious with you. So what then sets you apart? This is what I want us to look at now that we are done talking about the AI. Okay, I think so. Kevin spoke about the two-edged sword, right? Another person also spoke about the fact that it can really affect you. I think it was Delix. So it all depends. But nobody's really talking about the new doors and the new opportunities AI is creating. Those are the people who are winning, right? Prompt engineering, right? AI assisted design, which we are talking about when it comes to data and marketing, your new angle. And also, as I mentioned, I want to do robotics. So I'm looking at hardware and AI. These are called offline AI models or physical AI, tiny ML, right? How can you run AI models locally? You know the Google Gemma model. I think there is a session up. Okay, if you have the link, share it in the group right now so that they join. What's his name? The online hackathon that is being done. He has an info session on the 27th. Yeah, so make sure you post it in there so that they check it out. Now, AI models can run offline. And you see how useful they can be. They might not be as great as the Claude and then the Fable model and then the Mythos and all of that. But it can perform your day-to-day tasks and perform it well for you. That's all that's important to you. And I'm saying all those extra things are being sold to you. And also, if you're a software engineer and you vibe code blindly, you realize that you actually would have been better off starting with a proper structured plan and then vibe coding along the way than blindly vibe coding. So at the end of the day, guess who still wins? I'm a software engineer. I could vibe code better than anybody in the marketing field or let's say humanities. The only thing they will have that I will not have will probably be domain knowledge. That's also a new thing. So now, rather than thinking about working in the fancy software engineering firms, you could also focus on certain areas. So, for instance, I'm looking at the agricultural space. I'm seeing that there is a gap over there. Tech can solve that problem, and then you take that route and move ahead with it, which leads me to the next thing, right? The next thing is the three honest routes you can take, right? We have the formal route, and this formal route is the university structure. The university structure, which most of you here, I think everybody here is in that route, right? You go through the deepest foundation, and it's the slowest, and it's usually the most expensive. But I would say it's good for engineers and researchers, especially the researchers. The university route is the best way because of the way things are structured. Now, another one which is semi-formal has to do with the boot camp. or a structured program layout, like the one ITL is running right now. So as of today, we finished applied AI, like AI literacy bootcamp for students, like university students, and we ended today. Most of them came up with great stuff, great projects that they can actually decide to go ahead with if they really wanted to build businesses around it, right? So the bootcamp instruction programs are great, and also an upcoming one I'm coming to do is a hardware bootcamp for high school graduates who want to enter into engineering. So it's a hardware bootcamp. Let me see. Okay, it's lying here. Those of you on my story might have seen this thing. Let me turn off this blurry effect. Okay, see? So this is something I'm building for the bootcamp. So those who come to the bootcamp will get to build this. This is a two-wheel drive robot. So the bootcamp is sort of like shorter, and it allows you to quickly pick up some things you need, like for a particular discipline. It's fast and it's very focused, and it's usually very intense. So that's the bootcamp route that you can go for. So you can see a software engineering bootcamp. They'll tell you 3 months. Honestly, you can't become a software engineer in 3 months. Some of us are still being software engineers. As I'm talking to you, Craft, I'm not even doing software engineering. You learn on the job, right? And the last one is the cheapest but the hardest, which is self-taught. And now let's look at it. You may ask, which one right now in our current era can guarantee you a job? That's the question most of you will be thinking. But then again, I'll tell you that's also the wrong question to ask, right? No route can guarantee you a job. It's what gets you hired is a thing that you built that someone can use. So what is your thought process? Today, one of the panelists, I think we're having a conversation, and he was talking about now you don't really need to, you just need to build a portfolio. And I was telling him that if you have a portfolio and you are not really building for users, and someone has a portfolio but was having a user-centric mindset and not just building like a random to-do app, I would pick that person over you. So these are a lot of things you must keep in mind, right? Now, let me show you the process or the steps that I will take in this era. And then I'll tell you, maybe I'll tell you how ITL is going through this route. So the first step, right, is to pick something you are curious about. That's where it starts. So maybe you can, after that, right, you can pick something small. Pick something small, very small, something that is new that nobody really talks about. Something very small. Then find some free resource on it. Maybe YouTube, a community, right? And then build something to show somebody. I remember the first time I wrote Python code, it was like a nested if and else statement that asks you a question. So when you answer, I ask you a different question. Depending on your answer, it can take you to a different route. I was so excited, I showed it to all my friends, right? That was when I was in level 100. How many years ago? Level 100 was, this is my 4th year outside of school. Kevin, this is not supposed to be funny. Come on. This is my 4th year outside of school. So my level 100 was 2019 academic year. So I started with that, and it was very interesting. Very, very interesting. That's a good place to start. Now, the reality check in Ghana here is that, you know how data and data access is really a constraint. By the time you realize you spent like 30 CDs on data for a particular day. So maybe if you have mobile first learning, why not? Go for it. If there are community hubs, go for it. If there are any opportunities, for instance, ITL is a community we have over here online. The next thing we're trying to work on is an open lab session, right? And also these Saturday events and these online sessions. It's a good start to move on. So that's the first step you should look at. Now, this should be able to pique your interest in a particular topic. So those of you in high school, this is a very core thing you need to understand. Don't enter the university thinking computer science really pays well, let me go here, or this pays well, let me go here. Find a problem, find a route, find the possible courses that you think can take you to your destination. Take them and go with it. So as you are in the university pathway, you can pick certain things that work for you as time goes on. So let me give you an example. I chose, Tony Stark. I wanted to be the next Iron Man in real life. So mechanical engineering. Then later on, I realized that was not for me after I bought my forms. So I entered into the University of Ghana because mechanical engineering was not available. And that's when I researched into it. I saw that God really loves me. I did my research and I realized computer engineering was the way to go. That's how I ended up in the University of Ghana. Now, computer engineering in itself is very broad. And earlier, as I mentioned earlier, robotics, right? As you can see, it will give me a second. Yeah. Robotics, right? So throughout the journey, computer engineering is broad. So I looked at it. Which course would I really need like outside of academic work? Then I decided to pick it out. So I learned. Hey, Kevin, behave yourself. I learned from here. I took a lot of courses. Computer engineering has computer science courses and electrical engineering courses. We did cybersecurity. We did computer vision. We did robotics. We did applied electricity. We did calculus. We did algebra. We did even mechanics. We did mechanics 1. A whole lot. Even right now, they are doing mechanics 1 and mechanics 2. So at the end of the day, I get all these perspectives, right? And build, at least mine, I'm still in my field and I'm still trying to narrow it down. So let me ask, what if the university gives me a course? You see how, those of you in first year, you know how you say, oh, KNUST gave me fashion. It's not that I got fashion. KNUST gave me fashion. Legon gave me dance. So Legon does some, I think they do some routing. They allow you to re-choose the course. And the funny part was that there was one that I saw, one of my students, I think about 2 years ago, you know the course they gave her? Education in Arabic. How so niche. Like I was trying to really think through how it was going to go. Like education in Arabic. I'm sure the job opportunities afterwards are probably like a handful. Like you go and then they'll tell you that you are going to study like Hebrew. Yeah, well, that's also there. Imagine that you go to school and they are giving you Hebrew. The language you're learning is Hebrew. You are in Ghana. You may be asking, what's the real perspective? Well, those ones are far-fetched. Let me come to one that is related to us. Russian. Please, let's not trigger some people here because we might have people here who are like saying that the university gave them the courses. So let's take our time. So for instance, imagine if I ended up in the law school, which hypothetical, I don't think it can ever happen. Who knows? Maybe in the future, I'll get angry and be like, I'm going to do LLM. That's like level 100 law, me, on medicine. Well, pharmacy seems close. Now, everybody knows I'm tech oriented. So how do I find my piece over there? The whole idea is, how does a tech person go into the medical field and try and make a difference or better things with the tech? That's a perspective nobody looks at. The president of Academic City puts it this way. He says the foreigners are the ones who are able to bring up most of the innovations. And I learned this from a songwriter who did a TED Talk like several years ago. I mean, same thing was it 2018? Yeah, 2018. And the TED Talk, she made music on stage. And she said that writer's block is not really a thing, Because if you are sad, it doesn't mean you can't write a happy song. You can write a happy song from the perspective of a sad person. How many of you have thought about it before? Have you thought about it? Like, I'm sad. When I look at happiness, how does happiness feel like? Or for instance, oh, there's a great example. I was about to ask if someone has experienced that before, but and Sharon wrote a song about it. How many of you know Happier? So it's a song about his ex who is happy with another man. So it's not a happy song, but it's a sad song. How do I put it? You get what I mean? So it's a new perspective. It opens a new window. It opens a new window. And these are some of the innovations you should be looking at, right? Rather than looking at the fact that I want to be a software engineer, I want to be a data scientist, I want to be an electrical engineer. Electrical engineering can apply in any other field. Same as software engineering. It's like the way accounting is everywhere. Software engineering is everywhere. Everyone is digitalizing their entire process. Everyone is automating their entire process. And that's why software, have you guys even thought about it? That's why software exists. To help automate processes that already exist. Just digitalize it. So this is how it works. I go and look at a process. It's very rigorous. Is there a way I can automate it for people? I automate it, I make a business, they come and pay me. So at the end of the day, it's not about building of the software. It's about the tools you are using for, as a software engineer, to find problems, digitalize it. And it's the same way. So at the end of the day, if you're a problem solver, how can AI really take your job? Because AI is not there by itself that is going to, like, so think about it. These things, they'll always say it. Alexander, is he called, what's his name? The NVIDIA CEO, what's his name? Is he Alexander Wang? Or that's a different person?
Jensen is Jensen Wang.
Oh, sorry. Alexander Wang is a different person. Jensen Wang. So Jensen Wang,
Alexander is Meta chief of AI.
yeah, I've forgotten his surname. Yeah, Alexander
Jensen
Wang.
Wang.
Yeah, Alexander Wang
So,
is the kid that
yeah,
is 29
he did.
and
I
he's a
think
billionaire.
yeah, he's a billionaire.
Yeah, Skill AI. Crazy guy. Please, you are in Ghana. Do not be don't go and have fantasies concerning these things. I'm not saying it's impossible, but please, our current world structure doesn't directly support these things. You don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. Right now, investing and then some of these things have really come up. It's going well. I'll advise some of you. Right now, you're in the university, you don't really have anything to lose. You don't have dependencies. You are not really paying bills by yourself. So you can experiment some of these things. Just make sure you are studying for your parents, but make sure you can try and enter into some of these incubation competitions and see where it goes. I mean, as I said, you don't have anything to lose. Now, as I said, you name a problem and you try to solve it. And then you go through some of these routes that I mentioned to try and find a way to upskill yourself enough to solve the problem. And this is how you're supposed to be reasoning. And this is how you find your feet in tech. That's basically it. So this is the mindset I want you to carry. So if they ask you, right, should I even bother learning to code, right? The answer is yes. You need to understand how the AI is doing to catch it when it's doing wrong things. So how do you know? A software engineer will be the best person to use software and to AI to build software, right? Now, AI makes the fundamentals more valuable. That's what you should be thinking about. AI makes the fundamentals more valuable and not less. So you can't come and say that because of AI now software engineering jobs are being taken. No, now it means that you need to understand the core fundamentals of software engineering to be able to instruct the AI to do their jobs properly. So, as Kevin said, it's so simple. It's a double-edged sword. You decide. You decide. So it's all up to you. Kojo, I hope I have answered your question.
So please, yes, thank you very much for clarifying that aspect.
Okay, great. I think I'm basically done. Today, I don't think there's a lot I have to go into. We have more interesting sessions coming up, by the way. So next week, I don't know if Shadrach is here. Interesting. So next week we have Shadrach coming up. He's my colleague at Ishango. He's more into the AI itself and data science, and I am doing more data engineering. So he'll come along and come and share perspective of how to enter into that space. He also has an organization for teaching as well. So if you are interested in taking a bootcamp path, he also has you covered for AI as well. And the following week, I have my friend Dominica. I don't know how many of you know her. Dominica Oforiwa. She works at ARM. She's also coming to do Ask Me Anything session where she'll talk about her journey and how she ended up in tech and all of that good stuff, and how she ended up working with ARM. Yeah, so she'll come around. So those of you interested in IoT, AI, robotics, yeah, you should come along. Yeah, so that's basically it. Anyone has any questions for me? And Ben, if you have any questions, like feel free to come in, and if you have any suggestions to or any add-ups to what I'm saying, or you disagree with any answer I've given here or any answer I'm about to give, feel free to talk about it. Anyone has any question? Yeah, sure. Wait, not today. I have a class right now which is ongoing, but because of the call, I will join after. So my class will end at probably, I don't know. But you are text me on WhatsApp. Yeah, Dilix, go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. Please, I wanted to ask which tools any non-technical person, which AI tools any non-technical person can master right now.
AI tools. I mean, currently, you can help build workflows around these like chat bots and all of that. Claude has like crazy workflows now that you could just utilize. I even saw one as a pastor. A pastor created like a skill that helps him prepare sermon and other stuff. You can really go crazy with it. So our advice is start from there, or you can decide to look into particular ones. I don't really have those things on my fingertips. Those of you here that are really utilizing it, help me out. Yeah, or maybe you can ask in the general hangouts group, and they'll find some of these tasks for you. But the one mostly I see people use, for instance, having separate tools are so clumsy. It's a lot to handle. So the best approach for me will be to pick these chat boards and then like understand the workflows that people have built around it for image generation, text generation, video generation, and all of that. So that one, the possibilities are endless.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? Yeah, Alexandra.
I'll say one advice, because when it gives to choosing future careers when it comes to lifestyle? Because initially I thought I wanted to do only software stuff, But then when I started venturing into software, I realized that I wouldn't want a job, an office job where I will always like sit down. Like and now I feel like I would like more field jobs. But then now, at least with the subjects I'm doing in high school, I can't really venture into engineering. I also wouldn't want like just raw engineering, like maybe civil engineering or anything like that. But then I'm also I want more of like a field in tech where it's like a mix of both software and hardware, but then hardware where it's more of like field work. So it's
Right.
like, yeah.
The good part now is that in our current era, the advantage you have is that the program you study in the university does not automatically determine where you find yourself. So you can be a software engineer and end up in the hospital. What I can tell you is that look at the problem. That's what will lead you. So if you look at the kind of problems that will put you in that space, just go and pick a course, pick computer science, pick computer engineering, pick IT, pick any of those courses, and then let it lead you directly into that direction, right? Rather than seeing it as if I choose computer engineering over computer science, I have locked up myself. I don't know if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
if you are looking at problems, it will really help you direct your path properly. Yeah. So when you look at ITL, for instance, what I mentioned earlier, the idea is to help you figure out the additional skills that you need aside the university pass, right? To make sure that you are fully equipped, because the classroom route is like just straightforward, is the same, and that's how it has been. But you need an environment where you can learn and experiment and build on your own. Yeah, so that's why you should be looking at oh yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, this is Shadrach. I think he'll be joining us. He'll be joining us next week. This is a program he's doing. So if you're interested, just join the WhatsApp group, see what is happening in there, and then yeah. So if you're interested in cloud and AI, I guess you should just go for it. You can join the group. There's nothing to lose. You only pay when you are interested in learning. And I see the benefits are great. So yeah, he's really good at his stuff. And that's basically it. So if there are no more questions, I think that's it for my side. That's it from my side. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later then. Thank you all for joining. We'll meet again next week. Next week, come around, right? Those of you interested in AI and cloud engineering, yeah, come around. They will really help you out, give you a perspective on how to go about it along with the university. Yeah. Thank you all. Bye.